What's up, guys? In today's video, I go over the Kemper Stage Profiler. Stay tuned. What is up, you guys? It's your boy Luis Torres, and funny enough, listen. I started playing in 1987. I started playing hardcore, so I have the whitish kind of beard. I'm an old guy, I'm not a boomer, but legit, I was this close to being a boomer. So, the issue that I always had is the mindset of must always have an amp. And I have a few. Then I decided, because everyone in 2016, I realized, hey, there's this digital thing going on. And Lord only knows it had been going on for well over 15 years. I just happened to miss that entire 15-year time frame. So my introduction to the digital world was using the more Cali Dual, which is the little mini pedal, right? And immediately paired that up with the more Radar, which is an IR loader, and completely fell in love with that. And I was like, okay, let's see where else this is going to take me. And needless to say, someone locally, an older guy, was like, hey, I have this pedal board. I don't need it. It turned out to be the Line 6 X3 Live. So I used that and instantly, same thing, absolutely fell in love with it. If you go, about 2 years back, you'll see when I actually did a video with that Line 6 pedal board. Fell in love with it so much that another guy locally ended up selling his Headrush pedal board, and that came with this Headrush FR112 speaker cabinet. So now, lucky enough, I happened to step things up a notch from the X3 Live, which at the time was about 12 years old or 13. So it was older, and literally just jumped to the modern ages where, I'm like just clicking and dragging, different pedals. It's just a completely different world altogether. So, of course, the next step, because everyone was just like, bro, are you serious with that Headrush? Son, you need to get rid of that thing. And I looked at the XFX, I looked at the Line 6 Helix, and of course the Kemper. And one thing, listen, I own a few businesses, so I'm always thinking, how can I make some loot off of whatever I have? So I decided that the Kemper Profiler, regardless of which one I get, would clearly be the best one if down the road I decide to come up with these profiles and decide to sell them, because everyone under the sun is doing that, right? So at one point I was talking to a few musicians, a few guitarists from, very popular national bands. And I was just like, yeah, you know what? I definitely need to go ahead and get a Kemper. That way I can work with musicians and be able to package profiles together. So here I am posting my Kemper Profiler, which is the Stage, because to me, I don't want to fiddle diddle with a rack system, although I have a large rack here on my right, or your left, which is that guy right there, along with that right there. So I was like, you know what? I kind of like the whole pedal board platform. So I ended up getting the Stage and love it. So my boy Chris Reardon was just like, what's up, kid? Yo, you want some profiles? And I'm like, sure. He has these brutal profiles, dude. And I was just like, let's try to figure something out, and, send me a few. Let me just listen to them and let me hear how they are. Brutal, bro. When I say brutal, I was shocked at, having been a guy that for ages was just like, digital, wah, wah, whatever. Those are for all the guys that are 20 to 24 years old. They're not. The only thing, and it's kind of, and I'll just give you my quick pro and con, is the pro is that you can use an FR speaker system and utilize the IRs that it has, and it sounds great. The second step is you can actually do a 4-cable method and run it into one of your amplifiers and come out of a 412 cabinet. So those are the pros. The cons, there really aren't any. Aside from the fact that if you use something like an FR speaker cabinet, you don't feel that boom that you normally would with a 412 cabinet. Even my Marshall 212, which is a 1936 with 2 V30s in it, even that kind of pushes air. This guy, although it's 2,000 watts max, so whatever they say with that whole thing. But it actually sounds great through that. So let me stop yapping. I'm actually going to be using that one right there. That's my 1991 ESP M2 Custom. That's the one that has the Seymour Duncan Nazgul. And let's hear. This is my favorite profile that Chris has, and he has an entire profile package that you can buy. I will put a link below in the description. If you're a Kemper guy, whether you are in your 50s or you're in your 20s or 30s and 40s, because, there's a bunch of 40-year-olds out there too. What's up, what's up? You're gonna love it. Like, it's shocking, dude. Like, shocking. So I am running my Kemper Profiler stage through my Headrush FR112 cabinet. If you have a Headrush, you definitely want to get a stand for it. It makes total sense. Once you take it off the ground or off the floor, it's just different because now it's hitting you at your ear level as opposed to traveling up from the floor, and it's just different. I'm using my Audio-Technica AT2020 microphone. It is about a foot away from the Headrush, and let's roll. So I'm back, and Chris Reardon is absolutely amazing. He's actually been doing Kemper profiles for years already. That one is actually called the Wormwood Hex. And it's just, the rest, not only is that my favorite profile, but the rest are literally, there's got to be at least 5 that are in first place or second place, because that's without question my favorite. But he just has tons of amplifiers, just as many as I do, and he just goes from one to the next, and he's like, let me mix these things together, and it's just a recipe of absolute crazy mayhem. And and again, I can't stress that, these digital things are incredible. Like, they're just crazy. They're crazy. Listen, and I'm an old guy, okay? So for me to say that is insane, and all you guys, if you've been working with digital, you're probably just like, you're late to the game, my man. And I totally am, without question. But if you're considering getting into the digital realm, if you will, again, having been a skeptic of the whole digital, shut up, just give me a tube amp any day of the week. Listen, I'm still a tube amp guy, but these digital pedals clearly have their place in history, with running direct right into your DAW and having just a sick tone. In the end, playing live is great, but, there's also, what does your album sound like? What does your demo sound like? What's your tone like? And for the most part, the only people that are really paying attention are other musicians, because that's just how we are. I'm the guy that, when I see a band, I'm right in front, right at the front of the stage, looking to see what amp they're using, what cabinets they have, what guitars they're using. I'll talk to them, and I'm just like, what are you tuned to? And all the guitarists are exactly the same way. So don't be shy. It's go out there, find out what everyone's using. I clearly will be using my Kemper profiler. And again, I have the stage. Other guys have the, what is it? The lunchbox? Is it called the lunchbox? No, I don't know, whatever. The round one, right? There's one that's powered and one that's not. So if you decide to get a Kemper, you can go with the stage, and I've had a lot of people kind of complain that the powered version isn't very loud. So lots of guys have either traded their powered Kemper profilers for the unpowered and literally just ended up using some kind of a solid state power amp. Like I have that gold one right there is an 80-watt Marshall 8008 dual stereo power amp. Like you can use something like that. I think I paid $150 for that thing. It's 30 years old, but it just cranks. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, jerk. Yeah, I'm gonna call you a jerk. So hopefully I made you laugh. Hopefully if I helped you change your mind with these Kemper profiles or Kemper thingamajigs, then great, but just know that I think they're sick and I will be using it for years on end. So guys, again, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best, and hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving, and as usual, I'll talk to you soon.